We're live.
What up? Let's get weird. It's your boy Tommy G here on Christmas Eve with the new Stay Cashin show. It is Christmas Eve because, as you can tell by Bill Wright. David Wright steps. Bill Rupp with the New York Yankees jersey. Tomorrow is the beginning of baseball, ladies and gentlemen. We got a huge fucking week on this show. Huge week. So we got baseball starting tomorrow. We got a monster show Friday. We have the Masters this week. Price Wallace is going to be joining us. Killing Golf, going to go over all the Masters picks. We're going to give some MLB bets. I'm sure fucking Night Ghost is going to poke his head out of nowhere the second we start talking baseball. So he's already asked me, when are you starting to talk baseball? So he'll fucking pop up like a groundhog. We got a huge show Friday. Chris Kamasi is going to come on Friday, UFC fighter, PFL fighter, with Constantino to break down the big UFC card. Make sure to follow him on Instagram. Let me just get the exact handle here. Chris, C-H-R-I-S, Kamasi, C-A-M-O-Z-Z-I. So just a monster week. We're back. The doldrums are gone, Bill. The days of not having anything to fucking talk about except LeBron James missing the playoffs are done.
You know it. It's time.
Look at you. With
a bad back and a bad knee.
Let's see it.
Oh, that hurts.
Full swing.
Oh, yeah. My whole fucking back will tear out.
Oh, that's fucking great. What a fucking idiot. So we're going to have, it's just awesome. Friday's show is going to be a banger. So make sure you guys are here Friday for sure. We're going to be doing giveaways, special guests, the whole nine. We'll have one day of baseball under our belt. So we'll be able to give away some more intensive baseball bets after seeing a day or two, seeing how the balls are flying. If there's humidors in every stadium, like they're talking about, that are going to diminish the balls, or if the balls are juiced, that a lot of people are talking about to offset the humidors. We should get a good idea of that tomorrow, Bill. I think everyone's kind of guessing right now because of that humidor rumor or truth about how every stadium has them now. And the other rumor or truth that the balls are juiced again because they were mad runs are down.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I do know that they implemented that new steel-free catcher-to-pitcher gadget on their arm. You didn't see that? It's a computer that each catcher is going to have a little computer like this on their arm, and they hit the button. This just got approved. They hit the button, and it sends it to the pitcher's ear of what pitch to call instead of throwing the numbers up. Fingers. No more fingers. Unless the pitcher wants to use the fingers, then they can use the fingers. If not, they use the pad, and it goes like that. They hit the button. It'll say, fastball, down and in. Pitcher will get fastball, down and in. And then that's where he throws it.
I'm looking it up right now. It's legit.
Yeah. No. They just implemented it. The Yankees say
when? Like an hour ago? What the fuck?
Yeah, pretty much. The Yankees say that they're going to use it. Not all their pitchers are on it so far, but they're going to try it. 21 teams tried it out during spring training. Not all of them have used it, but that's what they were going to do.
I'll show it.
It's just a matter of time before someone hacks into it and is like, "Fuck your mother, down and in."
Look at the stream in like 30
45.
seconds.
Up 45.
What'd you say, Evan?
Look at the stream in like 20 seconds now. Look at this thing. This thing is wild.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Definitely is nuts, and it just happened out of nowhere.
So listen, I don't necessarily think it's dumb or smart. I see some people in the chat kind of on both sides. I don't really think it's dumb or smart. Whatever, it is what it is. What happens when a foul ball hits that thing and smashes it?
They said that it's rated for up to 120 miles an hour ball hitting it.
All right, why did I see a picture when Evan showed there of a batter with it on his wrist?
He must be a catcher.
So the catcher batting?
And 3 players in the field will also have it.
But we can't do fucking electronic strike zones?
Maybe this is on the way, Tommy.
I don't even know.
Listen, if this just got implemented like this today, then before the season starts, then anything could happen, right?
So I heard them talking about testing something like this months ago, right? Mm-hmm. But usually when they test shit like this, you're talking 2 years out when they actually implement it. Like obviously the DH thing and all that got done during the negotiations, right? So that was part of the negotiation process, as part of what they were fighting for. So it made sense on a quick implementation. Even something as simple to implement as the shift takes a whole year, right? So now we're going to put a whole new fucking technology in that changes.
I guess they figured that the sign stealing thing was such a big deal, and nobody really got punished for it except for Carlos Beltran. So why not implement this fast?
I mean listen, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with technology in the game at all.
And the catchers who I've seen who have been using it say they love it.
I mean, it makes sense. Listen, if you're going to stop signing, giving signs is so antiquated anyway. You know, the fucking 1-2 finger thing, especially with all the sign stealing that's gone on, especially with all the teams that have been caught. The Astros obviously being, you know, the biggest ones, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know how anyone could be that against it. You know, some people, it seems, I'm looking at Twitter and I'm looking at the chat. Some people are very against it, but I mean, it's the same shit they do in football, right? The computers have a fucking
You've always had the helmet, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They have a helmet thing telling them, you know, what's going on to call the play in. So I have no problem with it at all. My whole thing is, how are you gonna, when you talk about purity of the game, because that's the only answer for the non-electronic strike zone, right? Purity of the game. I'm a purist. Well, this is the purity of the game. Sign stealing goes back fucking hundreds of years. That's part of the game, right? If you're going to leave the sign out, if you're going to look in, see what the pitcher, you're going to see look in the pitcher's glove and see if he's holding fastball or curveball. That's all part of the game, right? Trying to steal, deking the runners at second base when there's no throw coming in. So, sorry, that's my you know it's bad when you had a long weekend and didn't sleep much that you actually have to set an alarm for 1:50 and 2:15 in case you wake up late. No, but all that's part of the game. So now that the purity's gone, put the fucking electronic strikes on it.
Maybe. I don't want the electronic strike zone. I'm against that. I'm not. I could care less what they do with the signs. I mean, if they want to try this and it works, I mean, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah, definitely goes against that.
There is no purity now.
Yeah, I mean, like
the
whole point of like them coming
up in their arms.
You know, when they come up, they cover their mouth. They do this. They talk like that. They hold the ball in there, and you know, and the second base guy gets on second. You know, you don't want him to see, and so I mean, hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it changes. Can you just change the order of things there, E? Can you just put the golf up earlier?
Yep.
I have Ghost who said, you know, blatantly lying, just complete lies in the text that he sent me. I want Ghost to come on and talk some baseball because he loves talking baseball. He said he offered to come on Wednesday for baseball, and I said no. So that never happened, ever. So, but he'll be on a little later in the show. So bring Ghost on to talk some baseball and find out when I told him no, because obviously that's a lie. Any headlines before we get into the good stuff? We got a lot of shit to talk about here with the MLB and fucking Masters and all that shit. What you got going on? Anything exciting?
Yeah, I forget who it was, but a Yankees coach said that the Astros are to blame for them not being in the World Series since 2009. The Astros cheating scandal.
Yeah, I think Cashman said that too, right?
Yeah, that was who it was.
Well, I mean, it's blatantly obvious that Altuve home run off of fucking Chapman was was complete sign stealing. So he's not wrong.
I agree. I mean, to a point, and it obviously is one of those situations where, let me give you an example. You're dating a girl, right? And you're a horrible boyfriend, right? And you do everything wrong, and you don't fuck her, and you don't buy her flowers, and you forget her birthday, and you do all that shit, right? And then she gets frustrated and goes and fucks someone else. And then but she was leaving you anyway. And then you catch her fucking someone else. And then when you guys break up, I go and ask you, you know, what happened to your relationship? And you say, we were great until she fucked some dude, so I left her, right? Sounds good in theory, but the reality is that there was fucking years and years of shit that you did that also caused the breakup. So from the Yankees saying that for the last fucking 15 years they haven't won a World Series because the Astros cheated, no, that you can maybe explain off 1, maybe 2 years for that. But the other 13, it's because they had fucking terrible coaches, bad lineups of fucking players that didn't mesh together. And they've had a lineup full of strong right-handed power hitters in a stadium built for soft-hitting lefties. So, no. Is it part of it? Yes. Is it the most important part recently? Yes. Is that the whole reason? No. So you don't get a pass for that, Bill.
Okay. You say so.
That's good. So it's how good shows go. It's how good shows go.
I mean, listen, if you say so. I mean, that's just.
Do you agree? Do you disagree?
I mean, I don't. Listen, I don't have a.
Do you think the Astros are the reason the Yankees haven't won a World Series?
I mean, we've talked about this topic so much, it's kind of beat.
Only once, never on here. So what do you think?
I mean, but in my life, I'm just like kind of over with it. It happened. We saw what happened. Altuve cheated, didn't want to take his little shirt off on his little chest, on his little midget body. I mean, what are we going to do? It happens. All clubs did it. I mean, the Yankees did it too. Everybody cheated. We got Garrett Cole, who's a sticky, icky cheater too. So there's cheating everywhere. Move on. Let's do it. But the Yankees are partly right. I mean, if that pitch didn't happen, it might have been a different game. You can
also make the argument that maybe the Yankees don't win the World Series and the Red Sox win it, or whatever team the Astros beat.
Possibly.
Like a butterfly effect, right? Like if the Astros don't get in, then who does get in, and do they beat the Yankees?
Well, you can't say that the Yankees have had a shitty team. I mean, or the Astros have had a shitty team. Their team's good.
Oh, their team's been great. Their team's been great.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? All I know is that the Yankees don't play tomorrow because it's rained out. Mm-hmm. So we got rain. We got 2 rainouts already tomorrow, Tommy.
Which two? I saw the Yankees are rained out.
Mariners at the Twins.
Okay. How is the DC game still on?
They said that the rain will be gone by 4:00.
So why didn't the Yankees just back their start time up till 4:00?
Maybe here it's going to be on. It's going to linger longer here.
It's fucking Washington, D.C., dude. It's like fucking.
I guess it's coming up the coast.
I mean, I just don't understand.
That wouldn't make sense either because it would hit. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah,
it
maybe.
Doesn't make sense. It should hit them first.
No, but then it passes them first, then it gets to us. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but our game was before them.
Yes, why? They're at 4:00 by the time it starts.
We were at 2, so it's got to pass. So you're saying it's through them, then hits us, right?
Correct.
So at 4.
I don't know. I'm telling you, I really don't know.
No, I'm with you. Hold on.
I'm not a weatherman.
I know, but the weather works.
No, I understand. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I don't know.
No, it does. Weather works one way. The storms come up. So if it went.
Well, it could come east to west too, but
whatever it is. If it passes through, it would be hitting New York from 1 to 4 o'clock when we were supposed to play. Clear DC by 4, and then there's an open, clear window, correct? So all the Yankees had to do was back their game up to 4 o'clock.
That's if it's coming that way. It could be coming this way.
It's physically impossible that the fucking rain stopped the whole day. I mean, the game was at 1. It's physically impossible. You couldn't have moved it to 4 or 7. Like it's not gonna rain all.
What do you want me to do? You want me to call them and tell them to play it later?
Yeah.
It's fucking 42 degrees out.
I want a fucking Yankee opening day game on the day we're supposed to have those.
Well, you can have it Friday when it's beautiful.
I don't want it Friday. I was waiting for Thursday all year.
Well, tough shit.
What about the Masters? Are the Masters gonna play?
Tiger Woods.
Fucking look at fucking Price Wallace.
Look at he's already got his red shirt on.
I'm still mad at him.
It's the only time you're going to see.
That's the shirt Tommy will be wearing on Sunday when Jim Nantz says, "Hello, friends."
Tommy might wear it, but you ain't going to see Tiger on it on TV.
I can't believe you wore that today, Price. That's a
Jim Nantz here.
I told the people I'll wear a red shirt on Wednesday Stay Cashin because you're not going to see Tiger in it on Sunday.
All right, so at least he's got a reason for it, Bill. He's still on Team Tommy. He said he's only wearing it because it's the only time you'll see the red shirt. Okay. How do you feel about that, Bill? I feel about the fucking golf goat siding with me and fucking calling you an idiot.
We'll see.
Fucking idiot. All right, so we got the Masters. We will get back to baseball.
I mean, listen, it's perfect Sunday. Our NASCAR winners shall be crossing the line the same time maybe that Tiger Woods is holding up the trophy.
There will be no trophy for Tiger Woods.
He'll turn around and high-five Matt Ryan.
Yeah, as he crawls back to the outhouse. Price Wallace, we have the Masters this week. Bill gets very excited to hear Jim Nantz. Very excited. Bill, do it again.
Hello, friends. Jim Nantz here. Love that beginning.
He loves it.
Love it.
He loves it. So Bill will be very excited to hear Jim Nantz talk about the Masters. Everyone will be very excited about the Masters. Price Wallace, on a scale from 1 to 10, based on the betting opportunities, the field, and everything coming in, how excited will you be about
I love it. The one thing that does suck for outrights is it's a very condensed field. So you have like 25 guys who have zero chance of winning, and the odds of anyone who's not inside the top 15, like short odds of winning, is pretty slim. But this is the first time I've had every 3-ball matchup available to me. You get the head-to-head matchups. So it's kind of nice because you'll get a handful where like they have an amateur paired with a real good golfer and then like a mediocre one. So it's pretty easy pickings on those. But I mean, it's the prettiest golf course in the country. It's the most prestigious. It's all out event. I've played the raffle to get tickets every year for the last like decade, and I can't ever win them.
So when as you say 25 guys who have 0% chance of winning, I make that 26, including Tiger. Talk to me about Tiger to start, since that's the big fucking talk for God knows what reason. But I mean, hey, if people want to see a fucking injured, washed up guy go and fucking miss the cut, this is the time to do it. So, Bryce, how I think he's going to be terrible. You probably think he's going to be a little better than I think, but not winning. But I'll let you give your stance on what to expect from Tiger Woods.
So it's good that he's playing because he moves the needle so much. But I mean, he hasn't played competitively in 15 months. He's older, coming off a really bad injury. He already has a bad back. It's supposed to be cold weather this weekend, and he won a couple of years ago, but he had good form coming in and was playing well. So now you haven't played competitive golf besides the little bullshit one with his son a few months ago. And just the talent on tour in that last year and a half has just grown so much. I mean, you have just a few names. You have Scheffler, Zalatoris, Cam Smith didn't even used to be that good, and he popped up. It's just so deep. I just don't see how someone his age, like, yes, he knows the course. He's very good, 45th. Mm-hmm. But if the weather rolls in and he has any kind of setback as far as, a little twinge in the back, he's done.
Yeah. And then Bill used that as an excuse. Meanwhile, the whole reason why I say Tiger has no chance of doing anything this week is because of those lingering injuries, how many of them are, and the fact that he has not put his body through a full competitive. I mean, he's played golf. I don't think people understand, Price, the difference, because everyone goes, if you played a round of golf, you played a round of golf, right? It's very different playing in the Masters for 2 rounds than playing on a course with your friends for 2 rounds.
And just walking. So I used to work at private golf courses. I've walked a lot. It's equivalent of running. Like you're jogging like 5 or 6 miles typically. And Augusta is one of the harder courses to walk. So you have the guy who's, I mean, yes, I think it was like 08. He played with like a broken leg in the U.S. Open, but that was 14 years ago when he was. He was like 30. Yeah. It's a lot harder than people think. Even he's going to feel some pressure because it's his first, tournament in forever. Like I get, he's the greatest golfer ever, hands down the best golfer to have ever played. He moves the needle like nobody ever has, besides maybe Jordan in any sport. But it's just a lot of blind faith in someone who, he's not going to get it done this week.
Yeah. If his name was fucking Michael Jones, his odds would be 3 times as high and no one would be talking about him, put it that way.
Correct.
So, all right. So talk to me about the lay of the land here, everything from weather, the course, who we're looking at, what type of player we're looking at. Give me a little breakdown here.
So weather's actually been pretty shitty this week. I had a couple of friends who were there yesterday and they got kicked off they sent everybody home because of the severe storms coming in. There's supposed to be hail and possible tornadoes. So really bad weather yesterday. It's supposed to rain all day today. And then it'll clear up, but it's going to be kind of chilly and windy. So typically this course, you just hit the shit of the ball, and then there's no real penalties off the tee. It's pretty open. The worst to do is end up in pine straw. But the greens are the hardest greens on tour. They run faster than anywhere else. The undulation is crazy. They have different tiers. So that's why you see a lot of guys who typically aren't great putters have success, because that kind of negates everybody's advantage. And now you have this year where they got rid of green books anyways. So just that much more to people who, kind of like Jordan Spieth used to be able to just feel a putt and knock it in. But you want to get a guy who can hit the ball far. If it plays a little bit like last year on Saturday because of the soft conditions, you want just a good ball striker like Hideki who I think shot 6 under to move into the lead, and that's how he won because of the easy conditions on Saturday. But I mean, it's probably the best field we'll see, minus the 25 guys who are amateurs and old timers who get in. So there's a very wide range of players who can top 20, but I don't think you'll see anyone outside of probably like the world top 10 who wins.
Okay. So of those guys, what are the odds looking like here? I haven't even checked the odds yet. I've been doing baseball research and drinking tequila for the last 3 days.
They're not the best. I think, well, if it'll pull up. I'm not Justin Thomas at 12-1, but we parlayed him with Kansas to boost it up a little bit.
Who won, by the way?
Yeah. It was a scary halftime, but
Yeah, well, Bill Rupp declared them dead with 5 minutes left in the first half.
So let me pull it up here. So they have JT is 12-1.
Mm-hmm.
So he is my favorite this week by far of anybody. His tee to green game has been phenomenal. He just sucks at putting, and this is a course where it should help regress to the mean where everybody's not as good putting. So I want someone who's elite off the tee, elite into the greens. He has decent history here, and he's just been on fire everywhere else besides putting. He's my favorite top end guy.
Okay, he's 13-1 on FanDuel. That's good. Get it there. Plus 13-1.
So the problem comes in, like, I don't know if anyone out of who's more than like plus 2,200 will win.
Okay. So that list consists of Cam Smith, Dustin Johnson, Scheffler, Koepka, Spieth, McIlroy, Hovland, Morikawa, Cantlay. Are you saying the winner's coming out of that group with
I believe so.
Dustin Thomas and Rahm?
Correct.
Okay.
I don't see Cam Smith is probably my favorite behind Justin Thomas, just because he has 3 really good years here, and we've seen him win twice already this year. So his game's on a different level than it has been.
Okay.
But he's only 16-1 when that's not really good,
For Cam Smith, that's not great.
It's hard to click these people because the odds aren't really there.
Right.
But I will say I put out Burns 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's 50-1,
Okay.
I believe, on DraftKings. So he's also a guy who's shown the ability to win tough events with loaded fields.
What about Lowry in bad weather? Isn't Lowry a good bad weather player, or do I have that wrong?
No, he is, but it's not. So it's not necessarily going to be that bad of weather. It's just going to be a little windy and soft conditions. So you need someone who hits it further, in my opinion.
So the tornadoes and all that shit will be done by then?
Yes, they were supposed to be done yesterday, and then just rained today.
Lowry's Irish? Does he play in Ireland? Is that the thing with him?
Yes, he is Irish.
All right, so we're not going to get too focused on bad weather. We're really just going to focus from a wind perspective, right?
Correct. So it's supposed to be like 6 to 10 miles an hour on Friday morning. It's supposed to be the calmest, and then around 15 to 20 pretty much the rest of the time.
All right. And who do you think of that group?
So it should be fairly even for most people.
And what about that group we just talked about? Like, let's say you're playing DFS, or you're in some Masters pools, which I know they have a lot of fantasy drafts and snake drafts and lotteries. There's all kinds of stuff you can do for Masters. Basically, the Super Bowl of golf. Give me 1 or 2 guys in that same group, the fucking John Rahm, down to, I don't know, Schauffele, Zalatoris area, that fucking plus 2,000 and up, 2,300 and up. Give me a couple guys in there that you think you really don't want exposure to. So you wouldn't pay up in DFS, and you really don't have that much interest in. You think they're a little overpriced.
I don't think I would touch Rory this week. Mm-hmm. He's gotten some steam, but he showed up last week, and like we talked about, there's no reason for him to play, and he missed the cut. He just looked awful. He's historically has issues here of not actually competing. The one time he did, he blew up on Sunday. For DFS, Scheffler is the highest priced golfer now on DraftKings at 11,000.
Wow.
Which is very, very interesting because
over Rahm and Thomas?
Yeah. So Thomas is actually less than DJ.
Okay. So Thomas has good value, especially for cash games, I would assume, right?
Correct. Thomas should be the highest owned golfer. And then Cam Smith's going to be pushing him too, because he's been talked up a lot.
Right. And so basically Rory would be the guy. I agree with that too. Fucking Rory fucking, he's trash. I mean, I know he's a good golfer and everything, but I mean, God, the guy can't put 4 rounds together to save his fucking life right now. And John Rahm is, what did they basically just start the tournament and say John Rahm's the favorite for every tournament, no matter what it's done in the last month and a half, 2 months, 3 months?
He has elite court history here.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gained like almost 50 strokes over the last 5 years at this course, but he just hasn't shown the ability to close.
Yeah.
But for DFS purposes, Morikawa might be the best leverage play because he's projecting like 8% owned.
Uh-huh.
And that's pretty damn low for someone who's already won a British Open, PGA championship, and shown he can compete with everybody.
And is the 10th best odds to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely. So keep in mind, guys, when you sign up over at 4 Deep, this is a big week for DFS golf, especially. Monster tournaments, $1 million tournaments over there on DraftKings. I'm probably even going to put some Masters lineups in this week for golf, not just for the betting purposes, for the DFS golf. So we have DFS and gambling over there. Get on over 4deepbets.com. $27 gets you a whole week of gambling. $37 gets you gambling and DFS. And Price is going to be active and moving around in the chat room the whole entire week. Price, before you go, I know you like to give out on here a couple of those, plus 200 to plus 500, top 20s, top 10s. So do you have any of those lined up that you want to throw out for the people?
Yes. Mark Leishman, the top 20 is plus 200. I saw that on MyBookie. And then Sam Burns plus 350 to top 10.
Okay, so Sam Burns, I'll write this in, plus 350, top 10, and Leishman plus 200, top 20. I always slam those heavy whenever you give those out. So.
And we're actually doing a Masters breakdown show at 5 o'clock y'all's time over in the DFS side.
All right, awesome. All right, so 5 p.m. subscribers, 5 p.m. DFS channel. Price Wallace Masters breakdown show. I'll let you leave the rest for that, Ghost. Ghost. I just saw Ghost pop in. Price. Ghost just appears. He's like, baseball's coming. I'll let you leave that for them, Price. We gave the freeloaders enough. Let's keep it to the subscribers. So any final words before you get out of here?
It's going to be a fun week. I can't wait for it. It'll probably be the week I get in trouble at work for watching golf all day, not giving a shit what my boss says.
This is your March Madness. So
yes, sir.
All right, Price. All right, see you over in the chat, brother.
All right, take it easy.
Later. Bill, look who shows up just in time to talk baseball.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning, Night Ghost. Night Ghost, would you like to defend yourself on this blatant fucking lie that you messaged to me about how you asked me if I wanted you to come on Wednesday for baseball, and I said no?
No, it's not a lie, but I also don't expect you to remember. It was in Discord. You said we were talking about baseball. I said I could be on the show Wednesday if you want, and you immediately responded with no.
No, never happened.
I'll be sure to pull up that message and let you know how you lost.
I would love to see it. I'd love to see it. And if I did say it, it was probably a joke. So yeah. Well, do you believe I said that?
That's why I'm not holding it against you, but I knew you wouldn't remember, but it did happen.
Lies, false lies, and propaganda. False lies and propaganda. Always. Did you see that? What's his face made the? I think it was Trav made the GIF. You fell asleep when I pulled my 24-hour Discord chat. He made the GIF that you wanted of you kicking, I believe it was some C-Web in the face or someone in the face.
I did see that. We have a great fucking subscriber base.
Yeah,
it was great.
They made the GIF. So Bill, what are you most excited about this baseball season that you want to talk about here?
Winning money.
Winning money.
Kansas City Royals.
The Kansas City Royals. Would you like to have a quick debate?
I like the Royals.
I don't get it.
We're going to do our futures show at 4 Deep Bets today. So at 4 Deep Bets, you have the Masters show in the DFS channel at 5. Rupp and Rackets at 5:30. Correct, Bill?
Yep.
All right. And that will be the futures betting show, right?
Correct.
People's going to give their futures out. So on here for the freeloaders, we should at least each give one team that we're kind of high on long term this year that we either think have some value or some upside. So Bill, we'll start with you. Kansas City Royals.
Listen,
me and Ghost have no fucking idea why.
Nothing really to bet on now. I'm not going to bet really on their win total or anything. That's just the team that I'm going to be looking out for. I'm going to be betting on them during the season. I believe I'll get good value on some of their games. I just like how the team's put together. Got a couple young guys in there. I think they're going to make some noise in that division.
So why wouldn't you take the futures?
I don't like the win total. I don't like it. It's like
you could do them to win the division.
No, don't like it. but I'm just going to be betting on them. They're a team, like I said, the Marlins. I didn't take anything on them to win the division or anything crazy like that. You just said, which team am I looking at? I'm going to follow. I'll be betting to make some money on, and I think that's the team.
All right. Nikos?
For one, I'll say there's no way, and you've said it before too, Sal Perez will come close to replicating what he did last year. I will also go on and say that Bobby Witt will be one of the biggest busts that you see coming up. I don't know why people are so high on them. I've made it clear to the chat that if he puts up 20 home runs, that will be an achievement for him. I think he comes in, hits 15 to 18 home runs, bats 240, puts up maybe 60 RBIs. I think he will come up flat. He will just be a regular mainstay throughout the league where he puts up 20 to 25 home runs and bats 6 through 9 for his career. I don't see it. I'm not a fan of it. I think the Royals will be one of the worst teams in the AL.
Okay. Well, I don't want to spend any more time talking about the Royals because they suck, and we'll just laugh at Bill 2 months from now. But Ghost, who is one of your sleeper teams that you're looking at for this season if you wanted to put a prop bet on or to win a division or an over in the total?
Just looking at the lines, I think the Mariners probably have the most value to win their division at plus 450. What?
My team.
I don't know if they're your team. They were one team I brought up on Stay Cashin last year who were under the radar. And I know, Bill, you've talked about their one-run wins over the course of last season. I think that's going to go more in their favor this year. Robbie Ray was a big addition for them. And Robbie Ray is a guy that I've really liked over his career. He's never panned out the way that people expected, but he was a guy that I bought into every year. Because even if he sucked ERA-wise, he was still giving you 200-plus strikeouts. He had a change of scenery in Toronto. He wins the Cy Young. And now he's going to a much pitcher-friendly park in Seattle. So I think he's really going to help that team.
Okay. So Seattle's the team you're looking at. Bill, what do you think of Seattle? Nightco's claiming it's not my team.
I mean, they're a team pretty much we were all kind of on last year. I
was the only one that put the bets in on them. But yeah,
and I am not on them just for the simple reason, like I said before, it's almost impossible for a team to replicate that many one-run wins and have success like they did. Listen, that's for that reason alone. I will stay away from them. I don't think they're not a surprise. If they do good, I mean, they're a team that was a playoff team basically last year. It was a win away. So, I mean, they're not like a big surprise. Like nothing's like, I'm not really, it's not a surprise if they do great.
I think 450 is a lot of value on a team that was floating with the wild card last year. And the difference with Seattle, we can compare them to the Reds, is their owner wants to win. They've made a lot of moves last year at the deadline and the offseason. They're calculated moves. They're not, over the top, surprise. Look at the trade they made with the Reds. I think they've added a lot of good pieces. It will get them over the hump. They may not win it all, but I think they have a very good chance to win the division and pay off that 450 value. Right. That owner wants to win.
The team that I'm highest on, from an underdog perspective, again, this is a team that doesn't sound like an underdog, but it is the San Francisco Giants. I feel like everyone's low on them. Ghost is low on them.
Oh, you guys made some great fucking long shot calls.
I did. They're a fucking huge underdog.
Giants, it was the best team in baseball.
Oh, and everyone's gone.
And Seattle,
and everyone's gone.
Who was a win away from the playoffs? Great calls, guys. Great calls.
I have a lot of points on this. I will say I am buying into the Giants a little more, especially after my drafts. I did go heavy on them with the pitching.
They're plus 2,500 to win the World Series.
Great calls.
I just don't understand.
Well, at least our calls have a chance of doing something.
Yeah,
the fucking Royals are going to come in last. Great job. Bold call on a team that sucks.
One guy I do want to talk about.
My bold call is that the Orioles are going to win the World Series.
I called the Marlins and they made the playoffs.
Even though I
called the Marlins and they made the playoffs. You're calling a team who was a fucking win away from the fucking World Series.
And I called last year as my sleeper team. So
you can't call them this year. They're a fucking World Series team.
Fuck you. I can, and I'm going to tell you why. Go, Ghost.
The one addition that I don't think is going to affect them is the Kevin Gausman move. I don't know why people are buying into him. I don't understand why. So he's going to be the ace of the Blue Jays. He's leading. He's higher. This will lead into another prop down the road. He's better odds to lead the league in wins than Jose Berrios is. I don't understand what people like about Kevin Gausman. This pitcher was never good. He was good when he went to San Francisco, but look at what that whole pitching staff did when you have Buster Posey behind the plate. Take Posey out of the equation, send him back to the AL East. He's going to be the biggest fucking gas can that he was while he was with Baltimore. Everyone that buys into him this season, drafts him high in fantasy, are going to get what they deserve by drafting him where they did. That guy, garbage. And when we get to the Blue Jays, that'll be part of the reason why I'm down on the Blue Jays this year.
Yeah, I mean, listen, what you just said there is the reason you saying the Giants suck and are going to suck is retarded, because
I'm buying into it more.
It's not Posey necessarily. Actually, if you statistically, analytically break down Posey, he's actually one of the more overrated pitch framers and game callers out there. But I mean, listen, he's a veteran and he's good, and that's important for a young pitching staff. So you're always going to take a little hit when you lose a guy like Posey, right? He is going from Posey to Joey Bart or whoever it is that's going to take those. So yeah, you're going to have that little drop. The big thing for me with the Giants, Bill Rupp, they are predicted to finish 4th in their own division. They are the 15th highest team for the World Series. They're plus 25.
They're not predicted to finish 4th in their own division.
They're below the Angels. They're below the Angels. Well, they're definitely not predicted above.
Are you talking about the Giants? What team are you talking about?
The Giants. The Angels have better odds to win the World Series than the Giants.
What does that do with anything? Their division.
Because if I would have said the Angels,
you just said they're 4th to finish in their division, and you're bringing up the Angels.
What are we screaming about?
Listen, I just told you.
Ghost, he said that the fucking Giants are 4th in their division.
Hold on, both of you shut up. Guys,
and then he said the Angels.
Instead of you two arguing about what I'm saying,
what the fuck is he talking about?
You said the Giants aren't a long shot. And I said they're lower odds than the fucking Angels to win the World Series.
All right, let's get back to the division thing. Let's get back to the division.
They're finished 3rd. Sorry, plus 600. They're plus 600 to win their own fucking division. So, yes, it's a long shot. Not to mention that here's the big thing with the Giants, for those of you that want to make money instead of betting that fucking horrible Kansas City bet that was just given out. Seattle.
I didn't bet on Kansas City. I didn't bet on that.
Then how are you getting credit for prediction? I'm giving you something to
watch that team do way better than they're supposed to do.
Okay. Well, they can't do any worse because they're predicted.
They're supposed to be one of the bottom 5 teams in baseball, and watch them be above that, way above that.
I mean, that's right. You're talking about bold. Wow, they're going to be the 6th worst team in baseball, and you're going to win. Talking about bold predictions.
All right. Well, then I said the Mariners. I said Marlins were going to be great and they made the playoffs that year.
That's right. You did 2 years ago. We're talking 2022.
That was also a 60-game sample size that they came into that season with a very good power line.
I can only do with what I'm given.
So for me, the Giants are always the right play. From the man who brought you Logan Webb to be a future Cy Young winner in April of last year, and now he's in the Cy Young running.
What are you saying?
I'm not done yet.
So you're saying this is a bet?
I'm not done yet.
Plus 600 to the division?
I'm not done yet.
Is that your bet?
I'm not done yet.
Is that your bet?
I'm not done yet.
Let him finish.
Yeah, why don't you let me fucking finish?
What's the bet?
Why don't I explain it first? So from the man who also brought you, thank you, Bill, Giants plus 1,200 to win the division last year, and everyone laughed at him, Bill Rupp, and they won the division. From the man who fucking did everything right last year, I'm going to give you the Giants this year. Now, I am going over their win total, okay? That is the way I want to play this. I think there is value on the Giants. If you could bring the win totals up on the different sites, I only have it on FanDuel, but I'm actually going to give you a bet on these instead of just saying this is my sleeper team and not giving you a bet. I like the Giants over 85.5 wins this year. Everyone's down on them. They lost a bunch of big players. They lost Gossman. They lost Posey. They lost all these names, okay? The beauty of the Giants is they're a system. The names don't matter. They have Logan Webb, who I believe is literally the best pitcher in the National League. I truly believe he's better talent-wise than Walker Buehler and the rest, and you guys will see that this year. Maybe you can argue Corbin Burns, but he doesn't go deep enough. Logan Webb goes deep into games. He's a Cy Young candidate. He's been my boy. The big thing that's going on is the humidor. They're adding the humidor to all these stadiums. Well, guess what? San Fran is one of 4 stadiums in all of baseball where the humidor is going to help the team due to the weather conditions there. So because of the weather conditions, how it's always so wet and humid in San Fran, it's actually expected to give an increase in home runs in San Francisco, whereas places like Colorado and Arizona, it's going to do a decrease. So something to keep an eye on from a betting perspective. We need to start looking early on in the year to target San Francisco Giant overs potentially, because
they can't hit many more home runs than they already did last year.
I mean, yes, they can. If it's going to increase,
they were like number 2 in baseball.
What if they used a metal bat? Would they hit more home runs?
I mean,
they can.
That was a huge home run number.
It doesn't.
It's not going to be much more than that, Tommy.
I'm not
law of averages.
Bill, it's not about law of averages. It's about a fucking science. The ball is going to be juiced.
In Major League Baseball, if they see that it's going nuts, we'll take that away.
No, because it's a humidor for every stadium. Because of how.
Oh, Tommy, they don't take balls in and out throughout the season. Come on, dude.
We're talking about the differential. If someone implements a dead ball machine, which is what the humidor is, and it's going to deaden the ball for 26 teams and jack it up for 4 others, you need to take note of that. That's an advantage for that team. And that's something that we need to identify. It's a glitch in the matrix.
It's take time for them to make that change, so we'll have value on it before they get there.
The algorithms will not be able to catch up. They may be factoring everything down half a run to start the season because of the humidor. You may have one team that's going to go up half a run. That's where we make our money on that first month. Not to mention the thing about the Giants is they just always win. They're a team that builds their team to their park.
They're who the Rays wish they were.
Yeah. They build the team to their park. They have a very specific park. When Bill talks about all the home runs that were hit in San Fran last year, it's not because they had home run hitters. They didn't.
I disagree with that a little bit. You have Brandon Crawford there who has a power hitter. Brandon Belt. They're 25 home run, 30 home runs. But the one piece that I expect a big season out of
he's not. He's an 11 home run hitter. He hit 24 last year, but he's not a home run hitter.
One guy I like is Mike Yastrzemski. I think he's going to have an up year this year as well. He's a guy that I will be keeping an eye on and investing in terms of fantasy value.
Yeah. So the big thing about Bill, the thing I was telling you with San Fran, it's not that it's a home run park. It's never been a home run park. They have a very short right field porch, like Yankee Stadium level short. And they bring on hitters that are dead pull down the line hitters. So they build their offense. They bring in lefties who are dead pill like Didi, guys like that what they used to do at Yankee Stadium. So they build their team. They also have a very spacious outfield. So they have fast outfielders who can cover ground and gap hitters. They build their team for their park. Every year there's value on the Giants. Giants over 85.5 wins. If you could throw that in there, Evan, is mine. Bill, give me some predictions on yours for the division, some things you're looking at, some things you like going forward for this year.
I don't like, me personally, I'm not going to do win totals as a bet that I'm not going to bet on. I can get a minus 110 on a bet probably any second now, betting on a soccer corner kick or anything like that. So I'm not going to let a minus 110 sit in my betting log for 6 months. That's not how I do it. I wouldn't want it. I mean,
obviously you'll let a plus 3,500 sit in there if it's going to win.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm not going to do win totals. I'm not going to wait 162 games to see if I win a minus 110. So that's just not in there for me. MVPs, stuff like that. One of my MVPs I have money on is Trey Turner at 1,600. I like him statistical in all categories. That should be, he should be high in all categories. Somewhere there is enough value for me to take him at that number. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not going to do like 350 on like Ohtani and shit like that and let it sit around. Even though I don't, Trey Turner shouldn't win it, but at 1,600, I think it's enough value for me to have that sit in my sock drawer for a few months and then come back to it later. If he's close to it and I get better odds, I can sell the ticket, or I can let the ticket go, see what happens. But that's one of my bets right now.
Who's your MVP pick? Goes for value, not who's going to win it. Obviously, Ohtani is the guy who's the lock if he stays healthy. But
so from the AL, the guy that I'm most in on this year is Devers. He's plus 2,000 to win the MVP. I think this guy is going to win it within the next 5 years. He should be top 3 this year. And I think plus 2,000 is egregious, but it's also not when you have Vlad and Ohtani and Trout in that conversation as well. But we've also seen how Ohtani and Trout can miss a lot of time. So I think that's a big boost to him. And from the NL, I'm a Harper guy. I love Bryce Harper. The fact that I'm just as big on the Castellanos. The fact that they're going to be there together should boost both of them. Harper's still plus 1,000. I think has great value.
Okay. I'm going to go way off the board. Not way off the board, I guess. Actually, it's not that crazy. Plus 2,200, Luis Robert to win the AL MVP. Kind of falls in line with the Devers play there, where I feel like this is a guy who everyone's kind of skipping over from an MVP perspective. They're going from the Vladdies, Trouts, and Otanis right to the, Corey Seagers, people down there, Springers. And they're going to skip it over this sweet spot here. Luis Robert is an absolute fucking maniacal man-child machine. You're talking about a dude who batted 400 off lefties last year and batted 320 off righties. Power numbers. What's up?
And he was hurt, so he missed a lot of time.
Exactly. Missed a lot of time, was hurt, batted over 300 in every single month that he played last year, which is very difficult to do. And especially in a league like this, where, usually you'll see a guy like Stanton, right? He has 2 months that carry him, and then he's got that 1 month where he's dead. I mean, he literally hit 311 to 400 every month. Just a very steady, awesome player. And the thing I like about him compared to the Devers call and the Turner call, which I'm okay with, is if the White Sox go, it's him that's going to make them go. It's going to be very hard.
Not the American League MVP from 2 years ago. That's not going to help.
Who's that, Bill?
Abreu,
and his 54 year on this planet.
Didn't he just win it?
I mean, listen, he's still good, but this team is Roberts. Like Jose Abreu is what,
there's a lot of
36 years old.
I mean, he just won the MVP.
No, he didn't just win the MVP, Bill. It was 2 years ago in a fucking COVID season. You put so much weight into the goddamn COVID season where everyone else throws everything out.
I mean, I can only give you.
I'm just telling you, every other.
I like the Robert call. There's a lot of
Abreu's going to come in. He's going to hit 28 homers. He's going to bat fucking 250. He's going to drive in 100. He's never going to have MVP numbers. He doesn't have the ceiling for MVP numbers. He's a great, consistent, steady Rizzo-like piece that'll be on the team, that's going to produce, that's going to lead, that's going to do all that. But he's never going to hit 42 homers and drive in 140 at this point in his career. So, yes, he's going to be an important piece. Only MVP candidate on that team.
I'm going to go to a thing saying nobody drives in 140. So
you have to get to that type of potential ceiling, Bill. You got to have 130, 140 potential. I mean, that's
Abreu doesn't?
Abreu is basically a dude who he's going to do 28 and 110. Like, that's it. He'll probably get hurt because he's 36 years old. He's definitely on the downswing a little bit of age, but his production has stayed consistent. He's going to bat 270, he's going to do 28, and he's been driving 100.
Very consistent. He had one down year when he was dealing with immigration issues, I think, with his son that really affected him while he was playing. But I agree. I don't think he has that ceiling that a guy like Robert and Devers do.
Yeah, I mean, if you laugh about it, Bill, with Robert, I mean, look at what he did in the sample size he did. I mean, Jesus.
Robert was one of the highest touted rookies coming up that year.
Yeah, I mean, the dude batted 340 and is fucking, he's a baby still. He's 24 years old. So the upside is tremendous there. The thing I worry about with the Trey Turner is there's 6 other guys on that team who can win the MVP if they have great years. The thing I worry about a little bit with Devers, too, is you have the Bogarts, you have the JD Martinez's, you have other guys that can come in and win the MVP on the same team, kind of like Toronto with Vladdy and Bo Bichette and all these guys. So I kind of like targeting guys where I know they're probably the only guy that can win the MVP from their team if their team exceeds. And the White Sox are in a terrible division. So that's one of the things there. Bill, who do you think's winning the AL East?
I think you guys are both dead wrong on Abreu, but okay.
No, Bill, you can't be wrong if we're saying he's going to hit 30 and 100.
Yeah, I don't get that.
We're saying he's great. We're just saying he doesn't have the explosive ceiling. At 36 years old, you can't expect the guy to play 152 games again.
Why not?
36.
Okay.
And he's foreign, so he's probably 39.
Maybe.
I mean, you just, the upside isn't really there. I think his ceiling was last year. Like, that's the thing. I think the ceiling was last year. I don't think you're going to see him keep getting better till 40. But who do you like for the AL East, Bill?
Got a couple years better than last year, but tough. I mean,
the whole division's like pretty much even, right? Like the Blue Jays are plus 200.
I'm down on Tampa with their moves they made. I'm not a big Tampa guy right now. I would actually take the under if I was doing win totals on Tampa Bay. It was 90.5, and then it went to 89.5. I would rather the 90.5 under, but
who wins the AL East?
Yankees.
Yankees.
I think the value is on the Yankees getting plus 225. What I saw on MGM today. I want to speak on the Blue Jays if you don't mind.
Yeah, I was going to say Blue Jays. Yeah, so go.
I think the Blue Jays are going to be way overrated this year. Obviously, we're going to be playing their offense. We're going to be playing the runs. We're going to be playing the totals. In terms of a win perspective, I don't think that they have the pitching staff to get them there. And sure, if you put up 7-8 runs a game, you're going to win games. But when you have a pitching staff like Kevin Gausman is going to give up just as many runs, it's going to balance out their team total. I think there's value on the Yankees to win the division. And I don't think the Blue Jays they're not mature enough. They don't have a leader in that locker room. They lost their best pitcher to bring in Kevin Gausman. Jose Barrios should be the ace of that rotation by the end of the year. I do like Kikuchi coming in. I think he will do a little better than he did in Seattle. He has a better offense in front of him. But that team is just not ready. They're not mentally ready. Nobody watched more Blue Jays baseball than me last year. And just looking at Bo Bichette is one of the most immature players they have on the field. And
I called his base running out before anybody. That dude cannot run the bases.
He's not that team does not have a leader yet, and that is going to keep them from taking the next step. It's going to cause them to lose games. We saw how many times they went into hitting droughts. They're not going to be playing in Buffalo. While Toronto still is a good hitter's park and a great team to play the over on, they're not going to reach the ceiling that people are expecting them to this year. I'm going to play Jose Barrios.
That COVID thing is going to have a huge.
That's where I think you're leaving that.
They're getting 5 wins added on just for that COVID, and that's lowballing it.
We'll see, but in terms of winning the World Series, and they're not there yet. But I will be playing. So Jose Barrios is.
Look at the Yankees. Look at the Yankees against Toronto. You know, what do they play 8 times in Toronto? That's, let's say, 6 wins because half the Yankees team is out.
I'm not counting 6 out of 8 wins just because we don't know where we'll be at that time. So I'm not counting it now. But if I'm going to make a play on that team, I'm going to take Barrios to lead the league in wins plus 1,500. If we are that high on that offense, Barrios is a very good pitcher. It should have a low 3 ERA. Huge chance for him to rack up wins, being the number 2 in that rotation. Plus 1,500 to lead the league. I like it.
Okay. My last point here before we get some NBA bets, and then we'll come back to the baseball and hockey. My big thing on the Toronto is they're not going to win anything from a World Series perspective. They're like everything goes said and more. They're not going to win anything. Their pitching staff is a complete question mark. You have no idea. Every single pitcher on that entire staff for the Toronto Blue Jays is heading into, first of all, most of them are new, right? And just got there. And they're all heading into an extremely worse pitching environment than they were before. So if you look at a guy like Manoah coming from a fantastic pitcher park to where Toronto is going to be playing a little bit of a bandbox, Barrios is going to a worse environment. Gausman's going to a tremendously worse environment. Richards is going to a worse environment. All these guys are actually coming and going to a much more difficult place to pitch against the Yankees, the Rays, the Red Sox, and even the shitty Baltimore Orioles. The one thing they don't have is pitching. The one thing they do have is some bats you got to worry about. So even the worst team in the division is going to give your pitchers some problems. So offset that with what Bill said. And yeah, I mean, Ghost, I think you are underplaying. I think if the Yankees do play 8 games in Toronto, they do lose 6. I mean, if there's no Stanton, no fucking Judge, no Garrett Cole, no, and whoever else is on that list, then yeah, I mean, I don't see how that team's going to win anything. Not to mention they'll probably have a couple other guys hurt at that point when they're up there too. I mean, we may be running out minor leaguers in those games.
We spoke about Tampa Bay too. Could be the biggest team in baseball with guys who aren't.
Tampa Bay is supposedly one of the teams that was under the 85% threshold last year. So, you know, and then you got the Red Sox, who we already know about fucking a few guys on there, the Chris Sale and Bogarts and guys like that.
And Baltimore may have a few too. Listen, they East Coast team again. A lot of guys who may not.
Northeast is the alphas, right? Like you get into this environment, you get into this world. That's a lot of the alphas. That's a lot of
Northeast and Florida.
Yeah. So, well, the whole Florida is the whole Northeast that moved down there, right? So So, I mean, that doesn't mean much because some people say, well, this guy's from California. Who cares if he plays in Boston? Who cares if he plays in New York? He's not Northeast. No, he is. Because the fucking people around you is what influence your vaccine decisions a lot if you're a little uninformed. And when you have a lot of alphas who are like, fuck this, you're more likely not to do it compared to if you live in California where everyone around you is telling you got to do it or you're going to die. So that's why you're seeing the Northeast have a few less vaccinated players. Aber baby, let's do some NBA props real quick. Go, stay with us. We're going to get into hockey in a minute. We're going to do an extended edition today. We'll go an extra 15, 20 minutes on this show. Aber baby, what do we like in the hoops today?
What's going on, guys? We're getting into that crazy ass part of the season where everything's just pure chaos. Yeah, we've kind of seen it in the Discord, though. I've been a little bit more, a lot more quantity as far as props go because you're falling in love with a lot more stuff because we're getting a lot of guys playing a lot of different minutes now, a lot of different roles on the teams and stuff. So the quantities are going up and the books aren't adjusting properly, and we're fucking killing them over there. So tonight, though, we're going to go back to a guy that we've been on the last 3 games is Al Horford. Over 3.5 assists. So Robert Williams took that injury down a couple weeks ago, and Horford moved in to start at the 5, and the books posted his assists at 3.5, which I thought was pretty low at plus odds. So what we did though is I didn't actually list his points, rebounds, and assists, but what we did is we actually max bet Horford on the first game, 3 on the assists and 2 on his points, rebounds, and assists, and it hit. And it hit the second game and it hit the third game. And here we are now in the 4th game without Robert Williams, and his assists are at 3.5 at plus odds and still at 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So I don't know what they're doing, but we're going right back to it again. Boston's tied. They're in a 3-way tie for second. So it's not like they're going to be resting anybody or wanting to not win the game. So, I mean, I'd imagine second is definitely going to be better than 4th. So I expect them to get full run tonight, especially they're on a back-to-back as well too, so I expect them to maybe rest tomorrow and get a full run today. So I like that. It's my favorite bet of the entire night for sure.
Okay. And if you could, Ev, when you put the MVPs and stuff, just throw our initials next to it, just so people could see who picked what, so it doesn't look like we're picking 3 random MVPs. Thanks. All right, Aber, so we got that. I got that one written down here. Horford seems to be your favorite. That's your highest unit count on the thing, and I think you have a couple bets on him here. So anything else to keep an eye out, or anything else on Horford?
No, nothing else on Horford. The other one I listed, though, I try to give out 2 bets. It's tough right now because we don't really know a lot at this time of the show when the games don't start till 7. But the other one I like is Obi Toppin over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This number kind of falls in line for me. I think it's an appropriate number. I don't think it's an absolute smash. So per 36 on the year, he's actually averaged 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. So it kind of averages out for the year. But in that sample, though, he was also playing a lot with basically Kemba Walker, Julius Randle, and all those guys that are no longer on the court with him. So over the last 2 games, his usage is actually up 4%, and his numbers per 36 over those 2 games are a lot higher as well, too. So my second bet's Obi Toppin tonight. So.
All right, so I put it in there for you, Evan. Horford over 3.5 assists, and Obi Toppin over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. All right, Aber, baby, we'll see you on both sides of the ball in the upcoming weeks, not just for NBA, but obviously for baseball, big baseball analytics guy too, and part of our just ridiculous baseball team that's just fucking retarded. How many fucking people have that are maybe in baseball? But all right, Aber, we will talk soon, my dude. Good job.
All right, see you, bud.
All right, later, bud. All right, back to the baseball talk real quick before we
I got one.
All right.
Yeah.
Ghost, what do you do? Stop moving shit.
Someone farting or something?
Oh, it's Ghost moving his camera. He's been fucking with it for an hour and a half.
And all you hear
is sounded like someone was shitting themselves.
What are you talking about? I'm holding my phone.
I've been watching you move your camera and hearing the.
I was getting a call. I had to decline it.
Were you getting a call for the last 45 minutes?
Back-to-back calls, yeah. I'm on my phone. I don't know what you want me to do.
Stop doing that. That's what I want.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that. Don't do that. Hey, Constantino Jr., since you're on your car and your phone all the time, why don't you get the thing that I have that's a magnet that comes out of the car like this, and you just put the phone like that, and it fucking sits.
So, genius, I'm on my phone because you asked me to come on last minute. I don't have my laptop like I usually use. So I'm a little out of the ordinary today. Because remember, you told me not to come on.
I'll let it
Okay.
slide. I didn't know you
So
were-
yesterday we had Tobias Harris with the assist that cashed before halftime. Today we're going back to Jaylen Brown. Over 0.5 steals is minus 200. So obviously I'm not going to take a minus 200. I'm going to pair it with the Nets, who need to win, who play absolutely zero defense in the NBA. The Nets should be ashamed of themselves letting anyone on Houston score 30 points, let alone two people, basically. The Nets just can't make a stop. It's going to affect them very big in the playoffs, but they do need this win tonight against the Knicks. I think that they get it. So take the Nets money line, parlay with Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is just going to stand there. Someone's going to throw him the ball. I mean, that's easy as that. That cashes. And then you get the Nets who need to win, plus 127. Take it home, cash it, put the money, bet it on a team tomorrow.
I mean, I can't wait for the play where Jaylen Brown just stands there and someone throws him the ball.
It's going to happen. He's just going to be standing there. Someone's just going to throw it right to him, steal, run down the court, lay up, we cash it.
And he's a conspiracy theorist who I also believe is unvaccinated. So all in on that one there. That's for sure. Back to baseball. So the other kind of baseball bets to look at here, we talked about to MVP, all of our favorite MVP bet. We talked a little bit about the division. Let me just go through each division and let's make it quick because we don't want to run too far over on time. I'm going to ask you a division and then you give me a sentence or two on it. We did talk a little bit more about the AL East, obviously, because that's the most wide open division, right? That's the one where even the fourth place team in the division, the Red Sox, could win the division. So I think I'm leaning Rays. Ghost seems to be leaning Yankees, and Bill seems to be leaning Yankees. I just don't trust the Yankees. I don't trust them. Not with Aaron Boone. I don't think
Are you talking in terms of betting or just in terms of winning?
No, just in terms of who's going to win the division, and then I'll add the odds into it. So let's go to AL Central here. Ghost.
White Sox, Tigers, Twins, Indians, Royals, or maybe Royals, Indians. That will be Bill's claim that they beat the Indians.
So you're going, who's winning the division? White Sox?
Yeah.
Okay. Bill?
Detroit
wins the division. Plus 600 there, guys, if you want that. Detroit to win the division. I think the White Sox have tremendous value at minus 210. I don't think I've ever said that coming into a season. That minus
I agree with you.
On a divisional prop, and agree with Bill. I'm not going to lay minus 210 to hold a ticket for 6 months. Like that seems a little crazy, but that line is retarded. So what
I was surprised by that one.
What you can do on FanDuel, a ticket I will hold, and Bill, this is an interesting thing that we'll talk about in the Discord tomorrow and today. You can parlay these things. So you can parlay division winners. So if I want to take the White Sox minus 210 and parlay it with the Astros minus 170 and parlay it with the Braves plus 125 and parlay that with the Dodgers minus 250. Now all of a sudden I got a plus 700 ticket with four teams I think should win the division. That makes a lot more sense, Bill, to hold long term, being that you can parlay these things and get some expanded odds. So
I like the Dodgers, but the other ones I wouldn't do.
Right. Yeah, I'm just giving an example. I was just running through it as an example, but I got to test it out a little bit more. I'm sure you could probably parlay that with win totals. So maybe you take 4 or 5 of the things you like, the Giants win total, the White Sox to win a division, parlay a bunch of them together. And that's one thing you won't let mine sitting in your account. So
just remember, though, if you can do it on FanDuel and you can't do it on any other site, it's probably not.
So I got the White Sox. I think the White Sox should be minus 600 to win this division. I think this division is a fucking joke. I think the Twins weren't good and they're worse now. I think that I don't know what the Twins are even doing with Gary Sanchez and they're fucking lost. They're completely lost. The Guardians or Indians have been lost for 20 years. No one knows what they're doing with their team and their budget. The Kansas City Royals suck and the Tigers are fine. So I would actually go White Sox 1, Tigers 2. Bill's Tigers being its best value.
Torkelson win AL Rookie of the Year plus 500.
Plus 500. There we go. All right. AL West.
Think my man on Kansas City has that all locked up.
AL West, Bill. What do you think wins the AL West?
I mean, how do you not take the Astros? I mean,
how do you take the Astros?
I mean, if you're the best team in that division. I mean,
who's there?
Angels, Mariners, Rangers.
Player-wise. Verlander's coming off season-ending injury. He'll be he's not going to be anywhere near what he was. Greinke's gone. Correa's gone.
Greinke was garbage. Verlander didn't pitch at all, really.
Verlander hasn't been there, right?
They had this basically, I mean, they lost a couple guys, but the core three are still there, and they're going to put up the exact same numbers, probably close to 30, 20 to 30 and 100 for all three of them. I mean, right there, that's an 80-something wins.
Listen, I know what you guys are doing. We're just arguing semantics here. Brantley, Bregman, Altuve are still there. Tucker's on the rise. Alvarez is a superstar, and you still have Gurriel.
I mean, Tucker is probably one of the most underrated. Tucker's one of the most underrated guys in baseball. I think he's gonna have a monster year. You could say all four of them could put up,
right?
All four or five of them could put up 30 and 100. I mean, that would be amazing.
I agree with both of you. You can argue for an hour over it, but the bottom line is the Astros offense is still awesome. It's basically the same. The Astros pitching was never anything anyway. But yeah, Verlander.
And you got a team in there who is 100 times worse than last year, which is Oakland. I mean,
you do have the Angels getting healthy and getting their guys.
Oakland's going to be a 30-game swing, the opposite way.
I had the Astros to win the AL last year. Our subs cashed that. So I'm not far off with you, but I don't think they're going to be anywhere near as good this year as they were last year. I'm taking the Mariners to win.
I don't hate that. I think I'm taking the Angels. So I like the Mariners too, but I'm not going to say the same thing.
I think this division is wide open this year.
Yeah, the division. I don't like the -170. That's one thing I will say. I don't think their pitching is strong enough with Verlander being at the point in the career that he's at, where we may not even see him by July. Who knows?
Same thing as Go said with Toronto. I mean, they're going to put up 7-8 runs a game, and then their pitching is only going to have to go however many, and then we'll see how many runs the other teams score against them.
Problem is, I always factor the human factor. They are losing their leader. Correa is their number one leader on that team. He's been the leader.
Bregman didn't have a great year last year, from what I remember.
He was hurt. He was hurt the whole year.
His power's gone. I don't think Bregman doesn't even have a home run the whole preseason too. So I haven't seen anything.
Preseason doesn't matter. You said
power. It does. If you don't hit a home run all last year and you don't hit a preseason home run this year, that matters.
He didn't hit a home run in the playoffs when he was injured. Came back injured.
He hit a home run like the fucking whole year. Guy who fucking hit like 15 homers.
He was hurt the whole season.
All right, and that's why I want to see the preseason. Preseason matters, like I said. In 10%.
You said it doesn't matter at all yesterday.
You're a fucking idiot who doesn't listen. I said preseason.
You never said that
matter.
besides right now.
90% of the time, I said preseason doesn't matter. Those are my exact words. I said the top.
Oh, you never. You always said it doesn't matter.
No, Bill, you fucking moron. I said on the voice chat on this show. I'm gonna pull the clip from the show.
All right, pull it. Pull it. Tell me where you said 90%. If you said 90%,
yes, I did.
I will give you $10,000 on the show. I'll hand it.
Sold.
Oh,
because if someone's injured, then yes, you look at seeing.
You never said 90%.
You're saying I said every single preseason at bat means nothing.
You said preseason doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter 90% of the time.
You never said 90%.
I actually specifically broke it down twice to say the elite people and the worst. You're such a fucking liar, and you say it with such conviction that people believe it. What'd you say?
I'll look it up.
Go look it up.
Look it up.
Go look it up.
One thing I do want to say about another team is the Texas Rangers. We saw what's his name go there. Why the fuck am I drawing a blank? Well, Seager's there, and oh my god, I'm drawing a third baseman from.
I'm not even listening. Looking something up.
Yeah, I'm not laughing at you.
You could be saying if you're asking me to go for help right now.
I'm just hoping that I'm right.
Yeah, I'm not hoping.
You guys figure that out.
I'm right. You're hoping.
Oh, you're not. You're wrong.
That's the difference. You're hoping. You're hoping you're right.
You're wrong.
You just said it.
You keep pointing all you want.
I know I'm right. You're hoping you're right.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No.
I know I'm right.
I mean, when you said 90% preseason matters, spring training matters, and I will hand you $10,000.
No, I didn't say 90% matters. I said 90% of it doesn't matter.
Okay, same shit. Opposite of what I just said. You say that, if there's that came out of your mouth on this show.
False lies and propaganda. False lies and propaganda. What were you asking us for help with, Ghost?
All right, Ghost, you want to move on? NL East?
Two guys I'm selling on this year are Semien and Corey Seager. I don't think people are factoring in the change in Texas ballpark. I think people are buying into those guys going to Texas and hitting just as good, if not better, than where they were previously. That park is now more of a pitcher-friendly park. I would sell on Semien and Seager for anybody who has them in season long or in any type of capacity. I'm selling on those players. I'm selling on that team.
NL East. Braves plus 125.
I thought the Rangers were like your favorite team. You said they were going to be good this year.
I didn't say they were going to be good.
You did say that.
Well, I mean, we had a pretty extensive argument about this a few months back.
We were talking about Joey Gallo.
No, you definitely.
No.
The Rangers are going to be good. You did say that.
No, you said the Rangers.
I'm the one who.
We had an argument.
I don't remember saying that because
I came in on your side. I came in on your side.
We argued about it quite a long time.
Listen, it's also a Ruppism where he's kind of lying a little bit on this one.
What do you mean? We argued about it. He said they were going to be good.
No. There's a difference between arguing about whether the Rangers are going to be good or you arguing that the Rangers are the worst team in baseball. So you were arguing that the Rangers are done. You don't know why they're even getting players. They have no ceiling. They should be just fucking rebuilding because they're complete trash. Then I came in and said, no, they're not complete trash. They're adding nice pieces. I like what they're doing for their future. And then Ghost came in and said, I like what they're doing for right now. This is a team that can win. It's going to be good this year.
What the argument was they made a move. They made a trade, and we couldn't figure out why. And I said, Bill, why are you jumping down their throat? Look at how much cap space they have. They're not done with that one move. They're going to continue to make moves, which they did the very next day.
Right.
But I am also following up by saying those moves in terms of players to buy into are not good pieces from a betting, from a fantasy perspective, as a buy for Semien and Seager. I don't think that they are going to be as productive as people are thinking they're going to be.
AL East. Bill, who's coming out of the AL East? Watch how great this is. NL East. Watch how great this is going to be. Bill.
Mets.
That's not what he wants to say.
He does not want to say that at all. This kid went from Block World Series to he doesn't even want to say they're coming out of the NL.
Taijuan Walker's hurt now too.
Lit on fire. He knows they ain't coming out of the NL.
Taijuan Walker's hurt too. They're
they're fucking done. They got nothing. They got nobody.
I'm going Braves.
Scherzer starting Friday.
They're great.
I'm going Braves. I still think they're the most all-around team. They did lose Freeman, but it's not like that team is weak everywhere else. Acuna's going to be back. They still have a great lineup. They have a great pitching staff still, a good bullpen. I'm surprised they're only +1 something. I'm not buying the Phillies. Their offense will be good. Every year we expect it to be great. Every year it falls flat. Their pitching is atrocious. That team is going nowhere.
Yeah.
Braves.
So let's not forget it. Braves should be -300. It's crazy. Just with the Mets injuries, the Braves is probably the best value outside of the White Sox on the board. Mets are trash. They're fucking always going to be trash. They're never going to be anything ever. And Phillies are good. I think I go Braves, Phillies, Mets. I don't even think the Mets make the playoffs. They'll be third in that division. The thing about the Braves that no one's talking about, everyone's talking about losing Freddie Freeman. They also added Matt Olson. I mean, it's not like they fucking lost Freddie Freeman and put nothing in its place. They've added, Orlando Arcia, they have Ozuna, and they added a guy named Acuna. You could say added him because he wasn't fucking there for the whole fucking end of the season. So that's like
the biggest piece of that lineup this year will be Austin Riley.
Yeah, Austin Riley. I'm a huge Austin Riley guy. I mean, fucking that team is fucking fine. They were deep last year. So,
they can make the NLCS.
Yeah. I mean, and the question for me is going to be their pitching. How good is their pitching this year when you got guys like, Ian Anderson, ace?
If they stay healthy, Ian Anderson still gives them innings. He still gives them a chance to win. I understand that. I'm just saying not a very threatening pitching staff, but luckily, they have the offense. I think it's better with Charlie Morton and
it is. I love Morton. I just don't love anything really outside of him and Anderson. Like you start talking about the other guys on the staff and a lot of like Max Fried, who's he going to be? Kyle Wright kind of was
buying into
baseball for a period of time.
I am buying into Max Fried this year.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we'll see. I like the Braves a lot. Bill, NL Central.
I was so pissed about the Reds dismantling. I mean, I loved them. Just big blow. I mean, Brewers, I guess. I mean, I like the Cardinals, but I don't know. I mean, guess the Brewers. I don't know what they're gonna really do. Are they gonna trade some key players away? I mean, I don't know. That division's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I love when people say that they're in on the Reds because people who have actually been on the Reds for more than just last year, like I have, who have watched as much Reds baseball as I have, know how bad the Reds actually are as a team. They do not achieve. They do not win. That's why they're being sold off. They do not know how to put it together, whether it's the front end or the coaching. Every year that they are a disappointment. They have a great hitter's ballpark. I love playing overs there, but from a winning perspective, that team does not win. For me, this division is the Brewers, without question.
They won last year.
What did they win last year?
A whole shitload of games.
The Reds?
How many games did they win last year?
They were in the playoffs.
Yeah, the I think he's talking about how the Reds don't put it together to win the divisions.
Or anywhere.
He put a team together to make the playoffs, and that's what happened.
Didn't they get shut out
and then
twice
they dismantled
in the postseason? Bill, they got shut out twice in the postseason.
Why do you dismantle a playoff team just perfectly well?
You're arguing the same thing.
You're arguing
the same thing.
I agree with you. They shouldn't have sold off the team that they did, but they're also not a great team.
Listen, no one watches Toronto. No one watches Cincy. I guess just Ghost. What other teams are you the only one who watches?
Red Sox.
No, how'd they do in the playoffs?
The Red Sox. I'm waiting for one more.
Pull up their results in the playoffs this year. Tell me how they did.
Doesn't matter. You said the season, Ghost. You said they don't put together.
How many wins did they have last year?
They put the team together to win last year, and they dismantled it.
They put that team together 2 years ago.
All right, and it performed a year later. That's pretty.
Listen.
Good.
You're both right and you're both wrong. The Reds were not great last year by any means. It was Bill. They finished 4 games over 500.
They had a team that fucking performed to make the fucking playoffs.
No, they were 83 and 79.
Now an extra fucking slew of teams make the playoffs.
Bill,
like everybody in baseball makes the playoffs now.
Bill, they were 80 and 79. Relax. They made the playoffs, but they would have been 5th in the fucking AL East.
All right, they were
I'm pulling it up now.
They were probably 8 games or 10 games over their projected.
Right, but let's also not pretend like the Reds put together an epic season. They were 500 teams.
Pull up the scores. Didn't they get shut out in both games last year?
Yes, they suck. Yes, they're not a good baseball team. They were a fine baseball team. They were a fun baseball team. That's what they were last year.
That's the word.
Fun baseball team. They scored a lot of runs. I mean, they scored 50 more runs than any team in their division, but they also let up almost as many runs as they scored. So the Reds were a great betting team, great over team, great fantasy, great DFS, but every game was 8-7. So 4 games above 500. Bill, you're right. They had a winning season. They made it through. Ghost, you're right. They didn't accomplish anything. They didn't do much. And you're both right. They shouldn't have dismantled the team. They should have built on it. Either way, the Reds are irrelevant because the St. Louis Cardinals are going to win this division. I think they're going to take out the Brewers. I don't like the Brewers. The hater trade talk, your team's done. Team's over. Your season's over.
The one thing I worry about the Cardinals is their pitching always falls flat. I think Flaherty's starting the season on the IL. He's going to be hurt for a little while. That's the only thing that worries me with the Cardinals.
The beauty of the Cardinals, the Cardinals, the Giants, and the Rays is you don't have to care who's on the team. They're just going to figure out a way to win. That's all those 3 teams do. They just win. The Cardinals win, the Rays win, and the Giants win. And all 3 of them are going to figure out a way to do it this year.
I think them adding Pujols is going to help them. I think not from
it's good leadership, but the big thing about these teams, like you can't like how Bobby did great in the bracket pool because he was, even though he didn't watch college basketball all year, because he was just going off history. This team chokes all the time. This team does this. It's the same thing in baseball. Systems win. The Rays have a great minor league system where they're developing players to be pro ready. And these random guys come into the offense and you're like, how is this guy doing good? He wasn't even a top prospect. Same thing with the Giants. Same thing with the Cardinals. They bring in pieces that fit the system. So when in doubt, go with them. I don't like Milwaukee talking about selling Hader and all their players here. Ghost, what about the NL West? It's the Dodgers.
It's got to be the Dodgers, but I'm going to be excited to watch the Rockies this year. They finally brought in a third baseman, Chris Bryant. But the other move that I like that they made is Randall Grichuk. I think he's going to flourish there. He's a nice 6 through 9 piece for Toronto. Put up 20-something home runs, 80 RBIs. I think he's going to do just as good in Colorado, if not better. And I'm going to be excited to watch them again.
Bill, NL West, Dodgers walk with it.
Best team assembled in baseball, right?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Last year, I liked the Giants to win the division. Probably one of my claims to fame on the year, all the Giants bets that I had. I don't think they could do it this year. This team is Too good, this Dodger team. But great parlay piece. I mean, you take the Dodgers minus 250 there, take the White Sox minus 210, find some other things to parlay that shit with. I mean, you got two teams that are probably minus 600, realistically. I wouldn't be surprised if by the All-Star team, the All-Star break, you're seeing the White Sox and the Dodgers both at minus 500, 550 to win their divisions. The difference between the two, White Sox have a terrible division, and that's the only reason why. The White Sox aren't as good as I'm saying. They're not great. The rest of the division just fucking sucks. Whereas the Dodgers have a great division. Padres are a very good team. Giants are a very good team. Rockies have upgraded. Diamondbacks fucking pretty much suck. But
sell on the Padres.
Yeah, the Padres just with the Machado stuff and fucking the Tatis stuff. There's too much going on in San Diego. They're just a mess. I think they need
buy on Mike Clevenger.
Yeah, but the Giants are the value and the Dodgers are the favorites there. All right. I don't know if you guys have dug in. Obviously, we don't do too much day before baseball research. So you guys need to be here. We need to see lineups. We need to see weather. We need to see all.
I haven't even looked at the slate.
Most of my bets are props, so we're not diving into too much here on the show. But is there anything you looked at for tomorrow, Bill, that you like?
For what? For the season? For the games?
Yeah, just for the opening day games. Is there anything you saw that you like, or are you waiting until tomorrow?
No, nothing yet. Nope.
Yeah. I don't know what I mean. Even Stay Cashin going forward, we're going to be giving out baseball bets every day on these shows. But the best bets are always going to be right before the game starts. Yeah. Always. And live betting for baseball is free money. It's probably the best sport to live bet, in my opinion, is baseball, because you have these huge, kind of similar to hockey with the team total overs. You know, there's certain things that are built in to hockey where you know you're going to get an empty netter if it's at this point, where I think you get a little edge that Ghost takes advantage of on the algorithm in live betting hockey. But there's just, if you're patient in baseball, there's blatant algorithmic errors in baseball where you can come in like you're watching the game and you see them just announce that the shortstop's coming in the pitch because he's warming up the bullpen because it's an 11-run game, and FanDuel still has the team total over 8.5 when they have 8 runs. Like those are there's those opportunities every couple days where you could literally just complete account dump and feel comfortable that you have an 88-90% chance of winning. So you guys definitely need to get over for the baseball season for sure. Our best sport times 10. So the 4-month promo is still up there. That'll run you straight through the whole fucking summer. Head over to 4deepbets.com. 4-month promos right there, and sign in. You're not doing a week. Don't even do a week. You just go away. Honestly, if you're going to do a week, just leave. We don't even want you. You're signing up for the 4 months of baseball. We have 4 straight years of 700 units a year. You're signing up from my last company to now. You're either doing 4 months or you're getting the fuck out. You're not doing a week. Go somewhere else. I don't want to hear your fucking 4-day sample size. We will completely skull fuck the whole entire summer. So if you want 7 days, go fucking up the street, you loser. So now we got the freeloaders, Bill, and the 7-day losers. The only, have you ever heard me say that? Evan, have you ever heard me say don't sign up for 7 days on this show in a year? No. Football, try us for a week. Basketball, try us for a week. Hockey, try us for a week. Baseball, you're here for the summer, you're out.
Posted, I was wrong. The Reds made the playoffs 2 years ago, the 2020 season, not 21. So I just wanted to counter saying that I was wrong.
Thank you.
Wow,
Bill,
nothing's wrong. Wow,
well, I'm wrong.
You're wrong on the spring training debate too. Once
where is it? I mean, Evan was.
I've been a little busy, Bill. I mean, that would be the most fitting end to how this goes. You're both wrong. Mm-hmm.
No, I'm 100% right because Tommy never said
no. That was a different. I'll get it. I'll go get the clip. I think that was about the
words 90% never came out of Tommy's mouth.
I'm going to go to the Discord recording. I'll go to the Discord recording if I have to.
Tommy, the whole bet was this show.
No, I think it was on this show. I know I said it 100 times. Okay. We do 9 shows. We do 9 shows on 9 different places. I'm pretty sure I said it here. If not, I said it there.
10 stacks of society.
What? Hey, listen, as long as I'm on a show with you talking about 90%, that's it. That means you heard it, which means you're wrong.
90% spring training.
Let me restate.
90% of spring training's meeting.
Let me restate for the viewers because I was muted. So I want them to get this. I'll bring it up. This is the transcription of all of our shows. Tommy wasn't wrong and Bill wasn't wrong either, but neither of them are right. Tommy basically said they don't want to practice. They don't want preseason. And then they said the players hate preseason, so I think it's part of what the players want.
Yeah, we heard you say. Oh, you weren't muted.
We heard you.
No, you heard me, but I was muted to the people. It's two different things.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's on the screen if you want to read it. Just pause it and read it.
I don't think that is the one. I gotta go. I don't think that's from last show, right?
Oh, you said it last show?
There, Ghost?
I think I said it last show.
Oh, Bill?
You see a 90% in there anywhere?
Let me look.
No, that's not from last show, Bill.
I'm not looking. I'm trying to save my.
Guys, listen. Let the fucking rabbit hole guy go find it. I'll go find it. This is what I fucking do. If I get to prove Bill wrong again for the 500,000th time in a row.
All right. So if you don't find it, Friday you come on here and say Tommy G was 100% wrong. Bill Rupp was right. And Bill Rupp is the king of the day.
I know. No. Yeah, fine. Yes. But I'm fine. And what do you get to do? The same thing you do every show when I
just said that I will
get $10,000.
We just bet 10 grand.
Oh shit, I get
That's
10 grand.
That's how fucking happy I am.
All right, I get 10 grand. That works. So I get yeah, I'm in. Go.
One last play before we go.
Mm-hmm.
Walker Buehler.
Well, we got to do hockey.
Walker Buehler, NL Cy Young plus 900.
I like that too. Hockey goes. Give him some hockey, please.
I already told the subs in chat that I'm personally taking tonight off. I don't like the way my last 3 losses went. They just completely off. We did hit a max play with the Jackets yesterday, so I think it was a break-even day. But just watching how Columbus, Dallas, and Tampa played the last 3 days, I'm going a little light today. If you do want to play it, obviously you can go Calgary against the Ducks. You can go the Blues at home. But me personally, great slate tomorrow, and you guys know I will play light one night to go heavy the next day, which is what I will be doing tonight.
All right, and I would like to thank Jimmy in the chat, who's been around almost as long as anyone here. He said, not the one. Tom did say it last 2 weeks. Jimmy, thank you for the early, the line just shifted on the first witness testimony. Bill has 0 witness
Tom said what?
Tom said 90%. So,
no,
so Jimmy, if you could find it, Jimmy, I will give you $50 in your account. All right. If you can go find me saying 90%, I'll put that.
Jimmy, if you win him 10 grand, he will give you $50 site credit.
Bill's going to give me 10 grand. I will never see $1. I'll actually lose $50 for winning the bet.
I'm laughing.
Yeah. We're gonna Jimmy, if I get 10 grand, I'll give you 1,000 if you find it. I ain't seen that fucking 10 grand ever. All right. So NHL bets here.
You missed them.
What?
You missed them.
He just did it.
Oh, maybe if you fucking spoke up like a man, I would hear it.
Well, maybe if you paid attention and not projected onto me that I wasn't.
I'm trying to prove my point.
All right, so here we go. So we have a $10,000 bet on Biden from 2 years ago, right?
Final words.
That $10,000 bet on Biden, if I win it, which I'm going to, he's going to be in office come this December, a few months away, I will negate the loss.
Okay.
No, you won't have to pay me. Fine. If I lose.
Fine. All right. Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, you wouldn't get that if I won this, right? So yeah, done. Jimmy, go find that shit, Jimmy. Jimmy, there's 5 callers ahead of us, Jimmy. Bill, Night Ghost, final words.
Final words. If you tell us that live betting is not productive and is not something that you should be doing here at 4D or anywhere, if anybody is telling you that live betting is not good, they're a fucking idiot. See you in chat.
Wow.
Well, if you guys hear the live betting's not productive, you're fucking idiot. Collect on Monday.
Evan?
Godspeed to anybody who can find this, because if I can't find it,
yeah,
best of luck.
It's not there. It's not there. And then who's that? Jimmy, you owe me $50 too.
It's dude. I'll it's
you want to, Jimmy? Cash app me at Bill R 1035. You fuck.
That sounds like a radio station. Welcome to Bill R 1035 FM. Evan, final words.
Sign up for BetUS. Big show Friday. Don't miss out.
Friday. Huge show Friday. Make sure you guys are here for the whole day. Block off the whole day. Just block it all off. We're going to fucking Kill Town on Friday. So for Night Ghost, Bill Rupp, Evan Hand, Price Wallace, and Aber Baby, I am Tommy G. Good luck. Stay cashing, motherfucker.
Let's go!